And welcome back to another episode of Life in Prison. My name's Zach, and don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'm not going to ask you to go ahead and hit that bell notification button so you're first informed when I upload. And once again, this video is sponsored by Stone Collective Supply Company, my man Caleb. You can go ahead and check out his Instagram over at Stone Collective Supply. Shit's poppin'. As I said, this is another short sleeve, not the custom one with the D.T.I.D logo on it, but this one is a short sleeve that can also be purchased. His clothing line is fire, he's up and going, and his product is fire. Please check him out, just go see what he's working with. And as I said, this video is sponsored by Stone Collective Supply Company, and we definitely got some more things set up for you guys. It was easy. So today, what we're going to be doing is going back to Huntsville Correctional Center, maximum security prison, and speaking with Nikki Peterson, individual who's doing life in prison. We're going to be talking about the difference between West Virginia prison and a maximum security prison that he's been out to in Idaho. So once again, as always, I greatly appreciate your support. For the ones that are coming, you already know what to do, and for the ones that are returning, I greatly appreciate your support, and you already know I fucking love you guys. Catch that traction. Keep coming back, because I know I will not disappoint. All prison related, pretty much it. So if you like prison content, go ahead and, as I say, catch that traction, keep coming back. If it's not your thing, go ahead and keep it moving. No ill feelings. As always, I send my utmost love, loyalty, respect. Have a good life. Cha-ching. Now, whenever you was in Boise, Idaho, in this prison, what year was this?
I can't really remember the year. I know I was pretty young. I was still a teenager.
Oh wow. So how long did you end up doing?
I was there for quite a few years. I got out, I think after, I know I was over 22, I believe, 23, I'm wanting to say.
Oh wow.
It just seems like forever ago that all these years just blend together anymore.
What type of prisons were there? Did you go to different ones, or were you stuck at one facility?
Yeah, it started out as I was going to different ones. I started out on I went there to the main prison for receiving, and then I got classified and I got shipped up north to a prison, which was pretty crazy. It was more of like a military style boot camp. I had to wear a tie. I was on like a precision team, like we were marching and singing cadence and stuff.
It was more military base, a military based prison.
Yeah, then they had us out every morning before sunrise, and they play some music over a loudspeaker, and we all have to face the flag and stuff. It's pretty wild. I didn't last there very long. I got kicked out.
After they kicked you out of Kitty Cupcake Camp, where did they send you to next?
They drugged me back down to Boise, and I wound up getting maced on the way down there in the van.
What you ended up getting maced in the van for?
Well, we kept telling them we had to piss, and they were pretty mad at what we did up there, that I got kicked out. And I was tormenting and torturing some guy that was in the seat next to me. They thought they'd spray us to calm us down. But they took me back down to Boise, back to that prison, and I was on the medium section on the yard, but I was in segregation for a couple weeks until they transferred me over to the maximum security.
Now, what was the difference between their non-maximum security side and their maximum security? Was there a big change?
Yeah, there's a real big one on the medium yard where I started out at. it's more open. They had a lot of things for you to do there. They have like football teams.
Okay.
Every sport that you had, it was a big enough prison. Everybody had their own teams. You could order team jerseys. You could order cleats. And you had real football pads and helmets. Any sport, you could have everything that sport needed to be played.
Okay, so you'd be safe doing the sport thing.
Yeah, we even had professional boxing there. We had trainers, and you get cleared by medical, and you could fight. I didn't make any excuses. Like professional boxing. There's been guys boxing there for 30 years.
I've seen a couple prisons where they offered, they had a boxing ring and then they had this, the headgear and the mouth gear and the gloves. That way the prisoners could, and it was sanctioned, and prisoners could, it let them release a lot of stress, and there was actually less fighting within those facilities that allowed this, boxing program.
Yeah. Yeah, it kept a lot of things like in check, because losing that stuff, you got a lot more to lose there. But once I got moved from the medium yard and went over to the maximum side, there was absolutely nothing there. But the quality of time was a lot better than the quality of time here in West Virginia. We didn't have a whole lot there in the maximum where they kept me because I kept getting in trouble. Whether it be fighting or tattooing or drinking or doing drugs, I got in trouble up there. The whole time was better than the whole time here in West Virginia. And you didn't do as much time in the hole out there as you would here, where they try to bury you here at Huntsville. Over there, you do a week, 20 days, you're done, no matter what it was. But over there on the dorm, you didn't reckon with the top tier. You guys would switch out. You'd get a couple hours. If it was your time to get out in the afternoon, you would only get out for a few hours in the afternoon, but in the morning the top tier would get out, so you come out on the bottom tier in the afternoon, lock back down for count, and then in the evening the top tier would come out again. So the next day it would switch. The bottom tier would get 2 rec times out on the tier, and they'd get 1,
and it separate them out.
Yeah. So when you got to max, there was absolutely nothing for you to do. You got a basketball and a handball. You had some pull-up bars and some dip bars. That was our rec for years. All we had was either fighting or handball, pretty much.
Now, I remember you saying that you had started your tattoo career early on back in the day. What device did you guys use when you were there for tattoos?
Out there, it was pretty rough, man. It involved, if you didn't have like an officer bringing you something, then you were stuck with fan motors, because you could buy fans off of commissary, but they were big. But that's how I learned, was with one of them big motors.
And you got nice from that. Big old fan blade motors.
Yeah, a big old fan motor. Pretty much, you had to strap it to a coffee mug handle.
Oh my god, you'd be holding that thing like this, trying to...
Yeah, your forearm, when you got done, your forearm, you look like Popeye.
You have big Popeye forearm. Oh my god. Now, down there, what was there a lot of politics down there at the prison? Was different gangs and organizations down there?
Yeah, it was pretty serious. It's not like it was out here. So when I got here, I had already seen, a lot of things growing up, because I started at an early age out there, and there's gangs galore out there. When I got here, it was, I ain't gonna say that I wasn't, intimidated by anything or even impressed by it, because I've already seen it
Impressed,
a
yeah.
lot.
Like, you don't impress me.
Yeah, so out there you had a lot of games, and they were serious because where I was at, you could transfer out to different states, which
Okay.
was pretty cool. If you had so much time, I could, take a few years and go to Minnesota, or I could go to Texas, or just anywhere that had the exchange program. Pretty
Oh,
much is what
wow.
it like. You could take a vacation and break your time up. So we got a lot of knuckleheads down there. We got a lot of troublemakers. So it was action packed, and never a dull moment.
I wonder how that would be because once you get situated somewhere and comfortable, a lot of time people don't want to leave that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You don't really want to, but like me, I don't like a lot of change.
Yeah.
Even after a while, it gets old, and it gets depressing, and it starts to wear on you. So once in a while, change would be good. It'll break it up. For right now, for me, being on a pod for a couple years, it goes by fairly quick in the beginning, but after 2 or 3 years, 4 years, it starts to slow down. So that even a trip to the hole and coming back, it's like starting over. The weeks go by really quick. The months go by quick.
It's a new cycle of people.
Yeah,
I feel like
it
that's
changes
for
stuff a little
sure.
bit. No, I don't like the change, but at the same time, I do.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. If you have a new set of new group of people, getting to know them, talking to them, I guess that could definitely be a good thing, especially if you have a long road ahead of you. You don't want to get in this routine where it's just a cycle, a circle, and sometimes you get stuck.
Yeah, I mean, all the stories get old after a while, but
Oh
uh,
yeah.
seeing new people, hearing new things, new stories, catching up on, some people you may have seen in a while, get word passed around. It's nice to hear things
Oh
from
yeah.
old friends and stuff. But after a while, no matter who it is, it could be a new person, and the chances are I've heard them stories before.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
they all get old, man.
So you prefer Idaho over West Virginia?
Definitely. Yeah.
Hands down. There it is. From his mouth. Well, we greatly appreciate your time, and we fucking love you, man. Keep your head up, alright?
All right, love you, bro.